guys, Aiden here with a new video. I talked a lot yesterday about the 60 FPS cap on the PlayStation 5 on Discord, and we came up with a few solutions. Okay, so Aiden, what's the news? Well, I certainly don't want to bring this up another time. Well, maybe one more update after this once we hear something back from PA. But I did have a chat with the community manager to pass on some of the ideas people brought forth on Discord, so that it's not totally unfair, but also not rob Xbox from their 120 FPS limit. So yeah, I'd also want to point out for people who have never seen or played on 120 FPS on a 120 Hz screen, you don't really know what you're missing, and they see 60 FPS footage and are like, oh my god, that's so smooth. But for the player capable to see that 120 on their screen, it is way more fluid than what you see in videos online, because those are mostly all capped at 60, if not all of them. I'll show a few clips. These guys can explain it way better than me though, although the games they play are fundamentally different. The feeling 120 provides versus 60 is the same regardless of what game we're playing. So yeah, take it away guys.
Can you explain to both of us the science behind why those shots looked like they were hitting, but did not register?
Yeah, so at 60 frames in hertz, you're kind of getting delay in two areas. You're getting delay from the game state to what's actually being shown on screen. So the guy's actually in a little bit different spot because the rendering took long enough to reach your monitor. Additionally, your input is also delayed. So when you click, that is going to take a little bit longer time to actually reach the game state. So you're getting kind of latency in both directions.
How am I missing right now? Are we on 64 tick? I'm telling you, I hit this guy at least 3 times. Okay, that was a whiff, but this is bad, I guess. This is hard, man. On this test, I got 9 out of 10 in comparison to the last test where I could barely get 1.
You got 2 out of 30.
I could... How?
Sorry.
Okay, so now that you've seen this, what are the ideas we came up with? I compiled most of them I got from Discord, so these are not just my ideas. They've been sent to PA community manager and they have been received. I just want to update everybody and hopefully we can come to a fix that everybody is comfortable with. The main idea is to have servers capped at the FPS your console runs at. So instead of there just being servers, there could be FPS capped servers. Like right now we have a home server for PlayStation and there is a home server for Xbox. We extend on this idea and introduce 30, 60 and 120 FPS servers. Each console gets their own home server while still having a bunch of crossover servers. Although people can play on whatever server they like if they have low FPS. They can go on high FPS servers so people can still play with each other. But high FPS consoles cannot go on a low FPS enforced server. I really don't know if it's possible to adjust frame rates from high-end systems on the fly if they go on a lower frame rate server and then just lower it all. But I see no reason if you got 120 why you would want to go play on a 30 FPS. So to sum it up, people stuck with old consoles would likely benefit from separated 30 FPS capped servers. These can be phased out eventually as the consoles reaches end of their life. Second idea was, during the time it takes to fix the imbalance of 60 versus 120 FPS consoles, adding an additional 60 FPS crossplay server and a couple of 120 FPS servers. I don't think it's a problem when a player decides to go play on a 120 FPS server knowing he has 30 or 60 at his disposal and he knows he's in 120 FPS territory. As long as we have the choice, I think it is entirely fine. Maybe like display a warning message, hey, you're playing with the PlayStation 4, you're going on 120 Xbox server, yeah, your cheeks are not safe on this server. Now, same thing as for Xbox, their previous generation consoles. It's not gonna be fun for them either to be running 30 FPS and then having to fight versus their newest gen consoles. So yeah, they would also get their own home server. Have an uncapped server where anything goes, high or low frame rates. You get a warning message on the server so that people with different hardware can still play together. For example, this could just be the Archer server, because everything goes there. We could just keep it like that. Now, for Node Wars, I don't know if it's actually possible, but cap frame rates at 60 for all participants. I don't really have a solution for older gen consoles, but they couldn't even handle current Node Wars, so I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with 60 FPS Node Wars either. I think most people on older gen will be avoiding nodes though, and again, like I say, I have no idea if this is possible. There might be hardware limits in place that prevent switching FPS by server selection, but probably if there's super loads of stuff going on, 120 FPS might not even be guaranteed on the newest Xbox. They might also be dropping down, so everybody locked at 60 might actually be a good idea. I don't know, just tossing it out there. But yeah, limiting entry to a server by console version should be very doable in my book. But yeah, that's it for now. If people have any more ideas, I'm able to send them to PA. I just don't know if they will do anything or if it's too late to implement a fix. But yeah, it's all I can do, guys. So to recap, have 30, 60 and 120 separated servers so that people can play on the server designed for their hardware, with the ability to go on a high frame rate server while having a lower frame rate, but not the way around. So people can still play together. It's just likely you'll get your cheeks spread like butter if you got 30 FPS and you decide to go play on a 120 FPS server. I think giving us the choice is a good thing, instead of just forcing us all onto a single 120 FPS shard world with different frame rates. As the technology progresses and PlayStation 5 gets 120 FPS and the older generation consoles are slightly phased out, the servers can be readjusted and it can all be 120 or whatever. So yeah, this is give everybody an option instead of just throwing everybody under the bus. I'm just trying to find a solution to this problem. If it was the way around for Xbox, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't they wouldn't take it either lying down. Pretty sure. I know in the comments there's like Xbox people like really gloating about their machine doing more FPS while they're almost identical. While the PlayStation is slightly less powerful, it should not be double the performance. So it's a software issue, or currently something with Sony maybe, that they're not green lighting 120. I don't know where the problem lies, but it's not the console's performance. I don't know.